Hola, friends. Hello, hello. How is everyone today? Happy Cinco de Mayo. We are going to do a really special video here at Sub Rosa Tea. I hope you have some fun. I am going to be making cocktails and food items. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Joy and I'm the owner of Sub Rosa Tea, and I'm going to have some fun tonight because I'm home and I can't go anywhere and it's May 5th, so why not? Emily, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Hello, friends. I hope everyone can see everything and I'm not too cut off, even though I think I might be. But all the action's going to happen right here on the counter anyway. Emily, would you mind sending me a message? Is the camera angle too funny? Am I getting too chopped off? I can probably change that before we go too much further. Anyway, look guys, look, I've got my big margarita glass. Guess what we're making? The very first thing we are going to do is put this Corona aside. I'm trying to be funny. Anybody actually drink Corona beer? I think I've had one. We're going to zhuzh it up a little bit. We are. First, we're going to get to make an iced tea. For those of you that don't know, we sell loose leaf tea at Sub Rosa Tea. Julie says she can see it all, and that sounds good to me. So we sell loose leaf tea over at Sub Rosa Tea, and we have got a limited edition flavor. So depending on when you see this video, we may or may not still have some left, but we have a green tea called chili lime green tea. So the first thing I'm going to do is steep it right in cold water. We sell this jug, by the way. This is our mist iced tea jug, and we have it in several different colors of lid. Oh, the water's got to go in too. Anyway, friends, this is a ½ ounce of tea. And it's loose leaf tea. I'm sure you could see all that. And it's a green tea, so it's got some beautiful colors, big old pieces of lime, and it does have actual chili in it. So this iced tea jug makes 6 cups. What I'm going to do is pour in about 12 cups of water, and we're going to actually steep this cold. We are going to make oh, Emily says it's good. Hi, Karen. Thanks for joining us. So we're going to make five things. So I've got iced tea that I'm making with my chili lime green tea, but it's not just going to be iced tea. We're going to cold steep the tea first. I am going to make a peach matcha margarita because obviously, right? That sounds good. I'm going to make guaca salsa. I'm going to make keto corn cakes. For those of you that do not know, I live a keto lifestyle, and that means it's sugar-free, okay? It's a sugar-free lifestyle, so even if you do not live a sugar-free lifestyle, you still might be interested in how to make corn cakes. Maybe you've never made them before. And we're also going to make Mexican taco lasagna. So I have got my green tea right in cold water in the jug, and I'm going to set this aside for a few minutes while we're chit-chatting. Okay, but again, I used the chili lime green tea. You can cold steep any of our teas. This jug actually makes 6 cups, but today my goal is to make about 24 ounces of the finished beverage. We're going to add something fun to the iced tea. So I'm only going to use about half of this. This actually has a strainer in the lid. So when I pour the tea out, it's going to keep all the tea leaves and everything else I put in it. It's going to keep everything down here, which reminds me, let's make up some limes. Hey friends, those of you that are here, I've got a question for you. I need some lime in my jug. Should I do slices or wedges? Everyone gets to vote. I see at least 15 people are here. Do you want slices or wedges? So I'm going to slice that up. But for those of you that do not know, the items, the actual tea and the tea accessories that I'm going to be using are for sale over on our website at subrosatea.com. If someone does have a question, feel free. Most of the time I see most of the questions when they are live. If you are live and I'm live, you're going to see a red above my head that should say live. And if you're watching it on the replay, welcome, but please use the hashtag replay in the comments and that will alert me that I've got a new question or comment. I see lots of slices so far. Anybody for a wedge? Anybody want wedges in their jug? In addition, friends, I'm also going to be making some of the recipes with another Ohio vendor. I'm from Ohio, but we will ship the products that you see here from our website. We'll ship them anywhere in the United States. And so will Rosebud's Real Food. I will be featuring some of her items in today's live sale. We've got cinnamon and salt, guaca salsa, taco, chili mix. We've got all kinds of good stuff that we're going to talk about here. Now we are going to try to pin the recipes to the video so you can kind of experiment in your own kitchen if you care to do so. But friends, I am not a professional chef. What you see here, I am literally just having fun. I did not create the recipes per se, but I am altering all of them. So even if we do provide you a link or a copy, I'm going to be altering it to suit my own taste. Isn't that what you do in the kitchen? Okay, I see both. Someone just couldn't make up their mind, which I completely understand. It's one of those times. Limes, do we want slices or wedges? What should we do? Well, I've got half moons going on right now. So I'm going to slice up some limes. Normally when I make this, I do make a little bit more, but there's only so much a girl can drink tonight, and you know I'm going to want some of that peach matcha margarita. So I've got lime slices, and I'm literally just putting them right in the jug. As I said, if you are not familiar with this jug, it will keep all the good stuff down in here. In this, the top, the lid acts like a strainer to keep everything inside. So we're going to be making a cold beverage with the iced tea jug. We've got lime in there and the chili lime green tea. And I'm going to set it aside. Friends, I am having a little bit of fun here in the kitchen, but if you hear or see anything that you think might be interested, don't hesitate to like the video, comment, and share. Like I said, if you haven't watched my videos before, I do have a camera in front of me at eye level, and I have a tablet just off to the side. That's what I keep looking at, is I'm trying to see if anyone has questions or comments about this, and we're just gonna have some fun together, right? I know a lot of us, we love Mexican food, and it's Taco Tuesday all at one time, and we can't all be in our favorite Mexican restaurant. So I am just taking some liberties to make a few things for you using our tea. All right. So when I pour this out, you also have the option of kicking it up a notch. Okay, so Rosebud's Ranch also has Ceylon cinnamon. I love it. I've used that in the dessert. And they also have Maria's chili. If you really like chili, you could add more chili. You could add more cinnamon if you want to sweeten the tea. You could do that with your beverage. In addition, I'm going to be making a margarita. This looks empty, right? We got to get to making this margarita. But I will say that lining the rim is just something super fun, and you can do that with anything. It doesn't have to be a margarita. We're going to do that with our margarita, but you can do that with just about any beverage. You know, have fun. It's your kitchen, right? All right. Hello, Pamela. Hello. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. All right, so next thing, friends, I'm going to bring this in front of the camera so you can see everything. We are going to be making keto corn cakes. Now, on keto, we don't eat corn. I love corn, and I do miss it. Not going to lie about that. But it's a starchy carb. No matter what, it is a starchy carb. So we don't eat corn, but I have got a workaround. I've got a cheat. I am going to use a product that is flavor concentrate. As you can imagine, I love to cook, I love to bake, and I love cheat items like this. Somebody who's done all the work for me. And this bottle is so teeny tiny. It does say cornbread. Even if I hold it up to the camera, I know you're not going to be able to see it. So I've got their business card out front. I bought it online. It's not something that I bought local. And it's called OOO Flavors. OOOflavors.com. They have maybe 100. I mean, they really have a lot of different flavors. So they've got candy, they have sweet, and they have savory. So corn is a flavor that I'm going to use their concentrate to make what I am making into from a biscuit or a cake type batter into corn tasting type batter, because I love it and we're having Mexican food, so might as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is a whole cup of almond flour. Again, on keto, I'm not eating starchy carbs, so it's not regular flour, but that doesn't mean I can't have something. Almond flour just doesn't have the starchy carbohydrates that regular white flour does. We also have 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt that's going to go in. Let's see if my butter is room temp enough. I think I'm gonna nuke it for a minute. I said a minute, but really 15 seconds. So in addition to all of that, I'm gonna add just a little bit of sugar. Again, this is a keto sugar, okay? So it's not actual sugar. I'm going to stir all the dry ingredients together. Am I still on camera? I can't tell. Want to make sure you guys can see so you don't get too bored. So I've got all my dry together. And I just love simple. I love simple recipes. It really makes me feel like I'm winning, right? When you can make something quickly. So 15 seconds later, it's 2 tablespoons of melted butter, 2 whole eggs, and they came to room temperature. That seems to be pretty common in the keto baking arena, that eggs need to be at room temperature. I don't think I remember doing that too awfully much with regular style baking. I've been keto now for, I don't know, not a year quite yet, but I really do feel better. I'm sleeping better. Funny thing, you don't really know that you have brain fog until you don't. I really didn't realize how much my joints hurt until they didn't. I used to have back pain, and I used to legitimately think it was my back. I just wasn't meant to eat starchy carbohydrates. So I've mixed my wet and my dry, but friends, this is the corn concentrate. It's cornbread concentrate. And the recipe calls for 12 drops, which I know seems really, really minuscule, but it's very flavorful. It's concentrated. Let's see, I'm mixing on camera. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Hey Stacy, how you doing? How's your Taco Tuesday going? Okay, did everyone else get dressed up? Did you not get the memo? You're dressed up, right? Because that's what we all agreed on, I think, right? So, I mean, I love how this already looks like cornbread. Boy, I am just thrilled with this. Let me move this aside, friends. So I already have my oven preheated to 350 degrees, and I don't know if you think this is cheating or not, but me personally, I'm gonna go with the muffins instead of like a whole loaf or pan of cornbread. That just didn't seem right to me. I like the muffin idea a little better. Hey there, Megan. We are doing some really fun things today, Megan. I started out with the chili lime cold steeped, and we're going to make a fun drink with that, but I'm not going to tell you quite yet. We're going to make a peach matcha margarita next. First up here, what I'm doing is I'm getting the baking done. I'm getting that done because that'll be in the oven for about 20 minutes. So I'm making a keto corn cake right now. It's a funny word, right? Keto corn cake. That doesn't even sound like it should exist. But for those of you who are interested, keto is a good lifestyle. If you happen to be diabetic, if your blood sugar runs a little high, that keto is a good choice. I don't have any of those things. I just happen to feel a lot better when I eat keto. And I do run a Facebook group called Keto Tea and Me. So if by chance you are interested in learning more, I certainly don't want to inundate you with it if you're not interested. But I will way, if you didn't know, all of our tea at Sub Rosa Tea has no sugar, no calories, no carbs. And that's the way it's always been. So for me, it was a really easy adjustment, unlike if I maybe ran a bakery or something like that. It might have been a little harder to adjust. So Stacy says, sorry, I'm just dressed in strings. Yes, Stacy is sewing right now. I get it. So again, these corn muffins, friends, are going to go into the oven for 20 minutes. Give me just a second to pop them in. All right. So who wants to make a margarita? Have you had one lately? We gotta have a margarita right now, right? I have been cooped up in this house for how long? I don't even know. Who knows what day it is? I would only know that it's Cinco de Mayo because I planned this video. Literally, I would not know it any other way. So I've already got all my good stuff here. Do you guys make your own margaritas, or is it like an out thing? Do you normally get them when you're out at a Mexican restaurant? Let me know in the comments. I want to know. Do you guys already have tequila in the house? I'm from Sandusky, Ohio, which is the home of Cedar Point, an amusement park, but we have a restaurant called Margaritaville, literally in Sandusky, and it's pretty fabulous, I have to say. But this particular silver tequila has the name of Margaritaville, so we're going to be using the good stuff here. Hey, Amelia! So again, friends, we just posted the matcha margarita recipe, but you know, I'm going to have to totally, we're totally going to have to doctor that up a little bit. I got to make my own thing. You know me. You know I've got to. So I would advise you, you know, you got to do, you know, do whatever you have. I happen to have a magic bullet. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I use it every day. It's a magic bullet. So I'm going to make my cocktail in this, and then I'm going to whir it up in the magic bullet for like a second. Literally, it's not going to take long at all, but I wanted to let you know that that's what I was doing, and it's only because it goes so fast. So if you have a blender, use a blender. Okay, next question. I am dying to know. Friends, do you want a margarita on the rocks or the traditional way? Let me know in the comments. I'm kind of dying to know. So the very first thing is we've got lime juice. We would always use lime juice in a margarita no matter what. This is the juice of 3 limes that I hand squeezed myself. I do not like one-hit wonders, so I do not have a fruit juicer of any sort in my possession. So I did them by hand, and I think it would definitely, you know, maybe they sell lime juice. I'm pretty sure they do, but I'm one of those girls. I like it fresh. What can I say? So in the comments, let me know. Do you want a margarita on the rocks, or do you want traditional? I'm dying to know. Okay, Stacy says on the rocks. So we've got 6 ounces of tequila going in. Because, yeah, margaritas, right? Totally. So over on the side here, what I did earlier when I was prepping for the video is I cold steeped 2 servings, which is 1 tablespoon of our oolong peach tea. So the oolong peach tea does have oolong tea, so it has caffeine, but this particular flavor tastes like orchard fresh peaches, and it is heaven cold steeped. So I put this entire packet, which again is pre-measured for 2 servings, it's 1 tablespoon. I put this entire packet into the brew basket, the steeping device from my stackable teapot. Do I have that? Yes, I do, and I'll bring that forward when my hands are empty. So I've got a ton of oolong tea, and that's in here. I poured cold water over the peach tea leaves into my beautiful punch cup, because it's clear, and I wanted to make sure that you could see what's going on. It's this beautiful amber color, and this really does taste like orchard fresh peaches. So I grabbed this, 1, because of flavor. You really want to layer flavors when you're making a cocktail. 2, you've got to have some sweetness. But even though I'm keto, and even though they make artificial sweeteners for keto, and I'm going to add some, I really didn't want to add too much. What's the point in all that? Especially we can have something so fresh and fabulous. So I am using monk fruit sweetener. That is my sweetener of choice for a margarita, and I'll show it to you. Again, this is a keto product. I would think grocery stores and online, so you've got some choices here. But if you are not keto, by all means, I would add agave. I think agave is spot on perfect for a traditional style margarita. So, and for those of you that don't know, we have 80 flavors of loose leaf tea. This is my personal stash of matcha. So matcha, let me show it to you. It's actually a green powder. It is the whole tea leaf that we have stripped away the stems and veins and ground up the entire tea leaf, and that's why it's this very, very bright green. So we have currently 4 flavors of matcha. We have ceremonial matcha, which is unflavored, but it's very good. I mean, it has a taste, of course, but the other ones are flavored. So we have chocolate, peach, and raspberry. So if you would have preferred maybe a raspberry margarita, by all means, you could do this with our raspberry Earl Grey tea, cold steep the raspberry tea, and do a raspberry matcha. But for me, I picked peach. I have been craving this peach margarita. I think I first made it last year. I think I posted the recipe in the group. Are you in the group, by the way? We have a top shelf club group on Facebook, and I definitely invite you to join, okay? So anyway, I'm going to use let's see. I think it's 2 teaspoons. Where did I write it down? Yes, hold on. Yes, it is. It's 2 teaspoons of the peach matcha. So I am making approximately 4 margaritas. Again, who's really to say what a serving is when we are in social isolation? I mean, really, friends. You know, I am not driving. So you do you, is all I can say. But I'm going to put this, obviously, right in. Make sure I did not forget anything. Nope, I think we're good. We are good. We are good. And again, I'm making, I think I'm making 4 margaritas, okay, friends? I guess we'll see how much liquid, if I did all the math and I measured it correctly, and if it tastes good. So we'll see. Again, friends, I'm going to take a step away from the camera for just a half a minute to blend this up quickly because it's got the matcha powder, and I really want to use the power of the magic bullet. So talks amongst yourselves. It looks like the rocks is good. Anybody else eating Mexican tonight? Tell me what you're eating for dinner. Did you get takeout? Did you cook? At least tell me that. Takeout or cooking or leftovers? What'd you have for dinner? All right, all right. I am happy. It really doesn't take long. I don't know about a blender or Vitamix. I don't have any of those things, but I do have a magic bullet. So, margarita. And yes, I probably would have added ice or something to the magic bullet, but I've done that before, friends, and boy, does it get loud. And I just didn't want to do that to you. So if you are at home making this recipe with your tequila, you know, make sure everything's nice and cold maybe to start with. I had things on the counter for a little bit, just, you know, just for the video's sake. So anyway, Karen said veggies, fajita, leftover. Well, that sounds good. Now I'm zooming, so now I don't know. Cannot play video, sorry. I don't know if you're still there because I can no longer see you on my tablet. So this is fun. Did the magic bullet make it happen? If you can still see me, hang tight while we connect. I am working my own text, so I cannot see the actual camera. I'm going to have to go around. I'm really sorry, friends. Hang on. Oh, it looks like we're still okay. Maybe it's a tablet thing. I hope all of you can still see me because I've got more cooking to do. I've got more recipes. But I've got nothing else. I can't see your comments. Anyway, Julie says you're still here. Shanda said she had tacos with sausage. Ooh, girl, you had all the good things. Awesome sauce. Doesn't this look great? Well, I don't know if it looks good to you, but it looks good to me. So again, I used matcha. Isn't this fun? It kind of looks like the Incredible Hulk margarita. I think it's just great. I have to take a sip. Pardon me while I do so. Oh my gosh, everything. Everything. Oh, that is perfect. How much longer do I have to play with you guys? I can't wait to be drinking on that. I have to move this aside. Give me just a second, friends. So we've got 10 more minutes on the corn cake. But the thing I totally forgot, I wanted to give you some options. So when you're doing margaritas at your house, if you do that, I have a nice wedge that I've cut into the lime, and I would take this wedge. Well, I think I did. My good, oh, there it is. So you're going to just take your lime and go all the way around if that's your intention. And Rosebud's Ranch has a really special product. It's called Sassy Salt. So if you like regular salt, I'm sure you already have that, but this Sassy Salt is pretty fabulous and will totally kick up the rim. Oh yeah, I should probably ask you that question too, because I'm just so interested in what y'all have to say. Do you like salt, or are you a sugar girl for your margarita? You have to let me know. Sorry, friends, my tablet is kind of just giving me trouble, so I don't know if you're still there, but I'm going to keep talking because I want to be enjoying this margarita. So Sassy Salt is by Rosebud's Real Food, and it is really fabulous. It's got a lot of depth of flavor. It's got lots and lots of ingredients. So it does have salt, and it has citrus, which is why I thought to add it to the rim of the margarita. But it also has some coriander, some turmeric, it's got cinnamon and cayenne, so it's really going to kick it up a notch. So Sassy Salt is a perfect addition to pretty much any protein, eggs, pork, chicken. It's a great idea, but definitely fun, I think, fun for margaritas. And you guys all love salt. I can see your comments now, even though I can't see me. I don't know if I'm still on camera, but everyone else, you know. Okay, so anyway, so Sassy Salt, definitely a good idea. I was even thinking something interesting, like maybe mixing like salt and matcha to the rim, or sugar and matcha to the rim. But I mean, now that I took a sip, I really feel like this is just spot on. It just needs maybe some ice, you know. Anyway, I'm going to move this aside. So like I said, we still have about 8 minutes to go on the keto corn cakes. So next up, friends, we've got the main course. So first of all, I wanted to make sure all of you knew that the specialty items that I am featuring today are from Rosebud's Real Food. This is a woman-owned company, a small company based out of Ohio. They have amazing products. It's all organic, non-GMO, which, you know, aligns with our values here at Sub Rosa Tea. She's got wonderful spices, seasonings, salts, dip mixes. Like I said, the chili powder and the taco, definitely some good choices. It's really funny. I can't see the video moving, but I can still see your comments, so I know you're there. I think we're okay. So anyway, lots of options that if you do need anything, and I have to say, I really do not do a lot of cooking and baking, well, my old lifestyle, I traveled like 40 weekends a year. I was in a hotel. So I did eat food that I prepared, but they weren't labor intensive. I was more of a quick cook type chef recently in my life. And I love how fresh these ingredients are Rosebud's Ranch, and I love how flavorful they are, and they don't have anything added. I mean, who needs it, right? You got one body, one temple, treat it right. But with all of that, I realized, since I am home and I had time to look in my spices, I had severely outdated spices in my spice rack, in my spice drawer. I had a lot of things, but some of them were really expired. So I was talking to a friend about her making chili, and she said that she had to add like 4 times the amount of chili powder she's ever added before for it to taste right. And I just asked her, I'm like, girlfriend, had your chili powder expired? And it never occurred to her. She's in her 60s. And she had never heard of such a thing. She just plain old had never checked. And I think yes, so please do check your cupboard, check your favorite things, and do check in to see if Rosebud's Ranch has a good alternative or something comparable to what you had. And I think you're going to be really happy with the product. So I do hope that you will give that a try. So anyway, next up, we're going to make the main dish. I am making for you a Mexican taco lasagna. Who has heard of such a thing? Will you leave me a comment below? I really am very interested to know if you've ever made a lasagna type dish out of other things, because we're about to do it. So friends, I've got 3 things here, and this is really, really simple. I did the prep ahead of time because I didn't want to take up too much of your time. I got to get the 3rd thing out of the sink. Hold on. So, once again, friends, I happen to be keto. We do not eat pasta and noodles. No starchy carbs here. So what I'm actually using are a medium, thinly cut piece of zucchini. So the zucchini slices sat in a bowl with a lot of salt, regular salt, sat in a bowl, and the salt actually makes the zucchini taste a little bit on the cooked side, almost like al dente pasta, which is what I would have done if I was going to make this with pasta. So, as you can imagine, I don't really want to eat all that salt. So I brought them forward to you out of my sink because they were in a colander. So they were in a colander. I'd rinsed them. So they were salted. They sat around for approximately 20 minutes. I don't really time it. It has more to do with, just what else I'm doing. So it sits in the salt for a little bit. And I love the fact that you don't have to cook it. It's like a whole step. It's like, have you made lasagna from scratch with the big pasta noodles? You'd have to boil a humongous stock pot. That took like an hour just to bring that amount of water to a boil. And you put the noodles in, and that took forever. It was exhausting. Really, I love this. I mean, I just sliced them. It was so easy. And I'm eating a vegetable. I do like vegetables, I have to say, I really do. But, if I can have an excuse to eat more, I think that's a good choice to make. And again, for those of you who are really new to loose leaf tea, friends, if you do not eat your vegetables, matcha is a really good choice for you. Adding matcha to your day can definitely help with the function of your body. Do you see what I mean? So I put the zucchini down first, just like when you make a lasagna, you would do noodles. This is browned ground beef, which I used, let me show you the package. I used Rosebud's Ranch taco seasoning. I had a whole pound of ground beef, and I used a whole tablespoon of the taco seasoning with a little bit of water. And after the ground beef was cooked, I simmered the seasoning with the water to kind of make it thicker, like a gravy. So that is what you're looking at here. Now my 3rd bowl is something that I've also prepared, and really I only did it this way because I thought it'd be easier for the video, but I have to say I'm doing this always and forever, anytime I ever do a layered dish like this. So I took 8 ounces of cream cheese, softened. I put that in the mixer with a whole package of the Mexican cheese. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like a 4-blend shredded Mexican cheese. I put that in the mixer. And then I did 1 can of enchilada sauce and 1 can of diced tomatoes in juice. So that's the red. Like if you've made Italian lasagna, it's typically marinara sauce with ricotta cheese. Well, I gotta have my cheese. I'm keto. I'm not crazy, for pity sakes. I gotta have cheese if I'm making lasagna, right? So we've got the enchilada and the tomato. And what I did is I blended it all together because I knew that the cream cheese by itself, I had to have cheese, right? But the cream cheese would just be too hard and kind of sticky for me to work with. So I'll show you a bowl. Again, I put this in the mixer, okay? So that's why it looks creamy and saucy, and I am excited about it. Anything with melted cheese, that is just fabulous. Oh, I'm excited. So Julie says she loves my keto recipes, and I appreciate that. I mean, I really kind of, I consider myself to be mostly a whole foods type chef. I try to eat whole foods and not too many items out of a jar, a box, a package. Enchilada sauce was not something that I made. I don't feel like I'm eating too much of it. I know that it does have some sugar, but again, I'm making like a full lasagna. So I know that I'm not getting a huge spoonful of the enchilada sauce per serving. So I think I'm going to be just fine. And most of the time when you hear keto, you know it's no sugar or low carb or low sugar, but it really has a lot to do with how many carbohydrates you get in a day. So we're allowed some. I'm gonna eat some, I'm gonna eat a little bit. We'll see how we feel. Okay, so again, I did my second layer of the zucchini noodles. It looks like I have enough. I did 2 amazingly huge zucchini. Ooh, my cornbread is done. Let's say, how do I say 1 minute in Spanish? Who remembers? Anybody? Perfecto! Cornbread muffins, y'all. I'm excited. Who knows what these are? The Of Glove. This is like the best thing on the planet for a cook, in my opinion. Back to Mexican lasagna. Andrea says she loves my hairpiece. I've been wearing this hairpiece all day. I don't know what you're talking about. Aren't you dressed up, Andrea? Did you get dressed up for Cinco de Mayo? Why not, right? Why not? If I'm going to be here all by myself, might as well be dressed up. So we've got, again, our second layer of taco meat. Anybody here never make a lasagna in your life? Is this like new to you, this layering technique? All of these fabulous flavors that we're going to bake and meld together. Who's made lasagna? Oh, Stacy remembers her Spanish. Uno momento. Even though when I say it, I think it still sounds French. I tried. So I'm going to spread out my cheese layer because yay, right? Oh, melty, gooey, guys. It smells so good in here. I can smell the tequila on my peach matcha sitting over there, my margarita. Ooh, so happy. All right, I think we're going to top this with a layer of zucchini. I'm not too worried. What do you think? Oh, it's not going to be pretty. Look at this. I didn't have enough. How embarrassing. You gotta love live TV. Friends, I didn't prep. I didn't count. I just, I'm making for me. So can you see? Yeah, you can see. It's heavy. This is a lot of food here. This is a fair amount of food. But it's all going in. It's gonna bake. It's gonna bake in the oven. In it goes. Let me clean up my spot and I will be right back with you because we've got some fun left to be had. So, I gotta take another sip of this. Oh my gosh, you guys. The peach matcha margarita. Have we talked about that? Are you guys talking amongst yourselves? Have you thought to do a matcha margarita? It's fabulous. Oh, I just love how flavorful it is. Oh, that's exciting. Okay, so, let's do dessert really fast, okay? Oh yes, what did my husband say? I had to ask, because this girl, I normally don't do cocktails, at least not enough. So he told me, liquor before beer, never fear. So I feel pretty safe taking my sips of the margarita. Okay, let's do dessert next, okay? So it's in the freezer. Let's hope, ooh, it's fabulous and perfect, but I need my scissors. Okay, so who has had our spiced Mexican chocolate tea? Do you know what I'm talking about? We have had this tea. I think it was one of the very first 12 that we ever had. Spiced Mexican chocolate tea. It's a rooibos. It's caffeine-free. If you are new here and you have no idea what's going on, this is a rooibos tea. It's caffeine-free. It's known to be good for headaches, inflammation, and insomnia. And this tea has milk chocolate, sweet ancho chilies, saffron, and cinnamon. And it is fabulous. This tea, the spiced Mexican chocolate and the sweet pumpkin spice, are two of the teas that I literally do eat. I do eat them. I actually eat the whole entire tea leaf. So if you watch the video from Saturday, it was a Kentucky Derby themed. So I steeped our chocolate ginger brownie tea and I poured that into brownies. It was steeped tea and I poured it into brownies. So we had brownies left over in our house. You know, we each had one a day and we still had leftover brownies. And what I did was I made frosting for the brownies. So all I did was a thin, like a small bowl, like this diameter, just a thin layer of sugar-free chocolate chips. I poured in a little bit of heavy cream and literally a whole half ounce of the spiced Mexican chocolate tea over. And I microwaved it for 30 seconds. So in 30 seconds, the sugar-free chocolate and the heavy whipping cream got warm enough for the chocolate chips to melt. And all you do is stir like crazy. You stir like crazy. And it eventually comes all together. And it's definitely pretty liquidy at that point. You kind of have to let it come up to room temperature or down to room temperature so you can frost your brownies with it. Now, I personally do not mind the texture of tea, the tea leaves in my frosting, but if I was making this for kids, I probably would have just steeped the tea and added the tea liquid, the yielded tea product, the steeped tea, to my frosting that way. But I don't mind it, and I do not really like hot things, like spicy hot, but I love flavor. So to get maximum flavor, I used again everything that's in here. I used the whole package of loose leaf tea in the frosting. So today's dessert is a frosty. And again, this is something that I just couldn't have made on camera, mostly because of the noise, and I'm not actually a professional chef. So I don't have a camera crew following me around, and I can't hit pause when I make too much noise. So I made a keto frosty. It's a frosty similar to what you would get at Wendy's. And I put it in the freezer. And, well, I put it into a bag, literally just so I could squeeze it out. So I think we're going to post that recipe as well. And what you're going to see in the actual frosty is chunks. It's actual little bits. It's got the chocolate and the cinnamon. I did bump this up with Rosebud's Ranch's cinnamon, her salon cinnamon. I just love it. I don't know. What's the serving? I don't know. I think I made 4 servings, but this is not my standard serving size. I just thought it would be really cute on camera. So with keto, you've got a couple choices. We can have sweet treats. We can have dessert. We really can. Today's sweet treat, my spiced Mexican chocolate frosty, was made with heavy whipping cream. So I used heavy whipping cream. I used keto, sugar-free sugar. I did add some cocoa powder, and I did add a whole half ounce of the spiced Mexican chocolate tea into the recipe. And literally, I just put my hand mixer on high. It's like when you make heavy whipping cream or pudding, that it takes a little bit to start with the mixing, and you just mix until you get the right consistency. You can do it with, like I said, you can eat the tea leaves. We're an all organic, all natural company. There's nothing wrong with doing that. It's just typically we don't, right? Just typically we don't. And this particular flavor has very, very small pieces parts, so it's not terribly chunky. And also, oh yes, Julie just asked, what kind of keto sugar do you use? So this particular recipe, I used the Swerve. I saved the package in case you wanted to see it. I like it just fine for this particular recipe. This, the Swerve, has 3 different kinds as far as I know. I use the powdered sugar for this because I wanted the whipping cream to be light and fluffy, and I didn't want a heavier sugar to weigh it down. I wanted it to be fluffy, like a frosty, like you would get at the restaurant. But they also have like just white sugar, the way cane sugar is that consistency. And then they also have a golden, which is very close to like a brown sugar, just, you know, different for depending on what you're looking to do. So again, I made Frosties and I made them with heavy whipping cream. So very simple, 4 ingredients, 5 with the tea. So very, very simple, very easy to make, stuck it in the freezer. But you could also do it with coconut milk. Again, you can find this online. It's coconut milk in the fridge for a few days to get it really cold. Or what was the other choice? Oh, I've done it with protein powder. I really messed with it. I've messed with it quite a few ways, but the heavy whipping cream is probably my favorite way to go. Definitely. So anyway, Spice Mexican Chocolate Frosties. Oh, right, and if I didn't say, I've also done this with sweet pumpkin spice. It's also a rooibos, so it's the same base. And it has just these wonderful notes. It does have, again, smaller ingredients. And there's just nothing wrong with actually eating the tea leaves. So I've mixed them into, like, let's say, a basic sugar cookie recipe. You've got your dough. You can mix the tea leaves into the dough. You could make tea and pour the tea into the dough. And then when it comes out of the oven, you can make frosting, like this really easy buttercream frosting is powdered sugar, butter, vanilla, and then add tea. Just add tea. Just whisk it in until you have the right consistency to frost whatever you want to do. I think we're going to do something fun like that on Saturday for our Mother's Day event. I'm going to do a strawberry cupcake for Mother's Day. Because why not, right? How many desserts can I have? At least 2, I think. I think I'm entitled. So anyway, I don't want my Frosty to get too melty, but this looks perfect, doesn't it? Super, super fun. Oh, thanks, Tommy. I appreciate you coming and speaking up. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so let me set this aside. I don't want to make too much of a mess. And then the last thing, friends, so I've got my lasagna still cooking. I've got the keto cornbread. And then do you remember the very, very first thing I did when we started the video? If you weren't here, I cold steeped our chili lime limited edition tea. It's a green tea. And it really, oh gosh, wow, it smells so good. I cold steeped it. So this is our iced tea jug here. We have it in red, black, white, and gray, and green, and it makes 6 cups. It's glass, and it fits in the door of your fridge. So if you're having friends over, you can make this in advance and just set it and forget it, which I love. So we've been talking a couple minutes now. This is obviously cold steeped and ready to go, no problem. You don't really need to set a timer. You don't need to have your temperature, you know, a certain temperature, nothing like that. So I am adding literally Corona. Why not, right? We are going to add a bottle of cold beer to our chili lime tea. Now, friends, I love this tea. I think it's great. I'm not the biggest fan of chili. I do like the Ceylon cinnamon notes that you can add to this to make it a little bit on the sweeter versus savory. What I do like, though, is anything that has the taste of it. I love the taste of, like, chili in the background. So let's say you were making tacos or nachos. Rosebud's Ranch makes this really great chili spice. What I would do is I would literally sprinkle the nachos or the soft tortillas with the chili seasoning. I love that. That really brings out the notes in this particular tea. So this is going to be a really great cocktail, and my favorite to eat with the chili lime is some guac, of course. I bought I bought 5 avocados, I don't know how long ago, a week ago. They were very black. They were not ripe. So today on Cinco de Mayo, I wake up and my avocado is finally ready. At least I hope it is. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. It's still not ripe. Can you imagine a whole week? Oh, I'm going to struggle. That makes me sad, but I'm excited. I'm excited because I love avocado. Does everyone else love avocado? Who's made their own guac? Anybody? I know, Emily, it's not your favorite. I know. Who likes guac? Do you make it yourself? So, right now, the grocery store that I am shopping at did not have any cilantro. They haven't had it for quite some time, which again, I can't be too upset, right? They have a lot of other things, so I can't be too upset about that. But if I were to make my own guacamole or salsa, I personally would prefer the addition of cilantro. But in this case, really doesn't bother me at all because I have a secret weapon. I have Rosebud's Ranch guac salsa. Oh, guys, this is fabulous stuff. So she recommends adding a tablespoon to your avocado if you're going to make guac, or adding it to your tomato if you're going to make salsa. So this is the absolute perfect seasoning for either or for both. In this case, oh, lots of people, oh, Stacy doesn't like guacamole either. Is it avocado, Stacy, or is it just guac? I don't know. Would somebody like avocado if you don't like guac? I don't really know. But I like both. I like both. All I know is I had one lonely tomato left in my refrigerator from all the Cobb salads I've been eating lately. And it's definitely going in with this avocado and some guac salsa from Rosebud's Ranch. It's absolutely perfect. It has all the flavor notes. I mean, I used to work pretty hard on it. You got the salt and the pepper. You've got the cilantro. You've got garlic. I mean, I can't really complain when it's all, fresh and stuff. But if I could just open a package of guac salsa, that's going to save me a few steps there. I'm going to be pretty happy about that. Oh, both, no thanks. Karen likes homemade. So you got to try it, Karen. You owe it to yourself. I got to wash my hands, friends, because that tomato was juicy and my poor avocado was just not super ripe. I'm kind of bummed about that. It's not going to be the greatest end presentation, but I'll be right back. Oh boy, I can really smell the keto cornbread. Oh gosh, I mean, how easy, right? How fabulous is that? I don't know what to do first, but my husband specifically told me that I should definitely do the margarita first. So we don't want any trouble. Yeah, I'm not driving, so who cares, right? Who cares? Well, I'm gonna sprinkle this on. Woo! Oh, fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Ooh, I'm so happy. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, since I'm here, I know some of you are new and you probably haven't seen my more traditional videos. Wanted to make sure that you understood that when you're on the Sub Rosa Tea Facebook page, there is a tab for videos, and you can definitely see some of my more traditional videos where I talk about all the flavors of tea and I do more demonstrations for the tea accessories. I mean, this is really a great iced tea jug. We have a fruit tea combo. That would be so good with tequila. You know who you are. I know a lot of you already have the fruit tea combo and the jug. Add some tequila. Let me know how it goes, okay? So I've done lots of videos on that. My next event is on Saturday. We're doing a very special Mother's Day event. More recipes, more tea, of course. Yay. And then we're going to resume a more typical schedule in the month of May, but we are switching to evenings only. For those of you on the West Coast, it'll still be in the evening, but for those of you on the East Coast, they'll be at 8 o'clock at night. So I am hoping to serve my community a little bit better. I know a lot of you have little kids at home, and you really just don't get a break until later at night to join us for our live sales. So we're going to switch up the schedule a little bit for May. I appreciate all of you coming. I appreciate it so much. There's still a couple minutes left on my lasagna, so I won't really have an end product for that. If you are making the guac salsa, stir it all up. It's going to be great. I'm excited to eat that. Personally, this girl doesn't eat nacho chips, but I'm going to eat it with bacon because I can. And it's Cinco de Mayo. I can't wait to have a cup of this. This smells so good. Do you see the lime slices? Oh, so happy. Oh, I'm excited about that too. So anyway, friends, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Again, the tea and accessories can be purchased on our website at subrosatea.com. And then all the wonderful spices and herbs and things that I used from Rosebud's Ranch can be purchased on their website at rosebudsrealfood.com. If you can, we invite you to shop and support local and small businesses. And even if you're not financially able, we would really love your support by following us on Facebook, Instagram. I now have a YouTube channel. And tell your friends. Tell your friends about us. I mean, you know, we can't all do everything right now, but a lot of us can do some things. And helping a small company on social media really is beneficial. So no matter what you do, friends, with the rest of your day, have yourself a cup of tea and take care of you. Bye-bye, friends.